Oh, okay. By finish a story, it means watch the credits for the third time. Well, overall, you know, well done with the game. I've seen that on YouTube. There's kind of a compilation of all of the cutscenes. It's like an hour and a half, so you can see the 3 movies kind of in fast forward almost, just kind of glimpses of them through just the cutscenes alone. That's pretty cool. If nothing else, it's cool that with this game they basically made a Lego Lord of the Rings movie. That's pretty awesome. It's long enough to be a full-length movie, so it's almost like the gameplay was padding to give them an excuse to make the Lord of the Rings movie, isn't it? Oh well. Yeah, I really enjoyed the sense of humor. I enjoyed the parody. After a while, though, I will admit, the gameplay is not my cup of tea. I wasn't very good at it. I began to get kind of tired of it. And I ran out of things to say. I apologize. I apologize. It's just, well, it's a learning experience, right? I enjoy trying different kinds of games, and I like to Let's Play blind because the whole idea is that it's like the viewer and myself, you, the viewer, and myself are sharing kind of the gameplay experience. And I apologize for anyone who's played the game before or who finds my style too slow or too frustrating or something or another. And normally it works pretty well for most of the kinds of games I try. I generally will like play a game. If I think it might be Let's Play worthy, I'll start Let's Playing it, and if it turns out to be crap, I simply won't ever release that Let's Play, and no one ever knows that it sucked. But in this case, I was really excited for this game, and I really wanted to work, so I kind of forced the first parts out, and by that point I was far enough into it that I couldn't really back out, so just had to finish it up and do the whole thing. Even though it wasn't my best kind of game to play, you know, it's, like I said, a learning experience. I probably won't be doing any more LEGO games on camera in the future unless someone really, really, really wants it. But I'm guessing everyone will be okay with this being the only instance, because there's so many other games that suit my style better that, you know, need to be played, and I've got a huge, huge queue of old games and some indie games and stuff like that. Stuff I really, really enjoy. Not that this wasn't enjoyable, mind you, but I knew the story too well, basically. I like games where I don't know them completely inside and out, or if I do know them inside and out, I at least feel like I know them more than anyone watching them may. Well, with this story is so universal. I mean, pretty much everyone's seen Lord of the Rings. Come on. What would there really be to say about the story? Nothing. I mean, it was just presented just fine. It's presented humorously, so you can't really joke about the story when it's already presented as a joke, right? That just doesn't really work comedically. Or, you know, it just seemed like it'd be kind of awkward entertainment anyway. So, instead, you're just going to be talking about the gameplay, and what is there to say? Oh, I'm running over here, I'm running over there. Oh, I'm going to do a little platforming segment. Oh, okay, now it's time to beat up some rocks and collect some coins and build something. Oh, now it's time to switch to this character and use his special ability, and this character use that special ability, blah, 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 so on and so forth. And on and on and on. Yeah, that's basically what this game is. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just, it's a little more grind-tastic than most games I prefer to play. I prefer games that are a little more either involved gameplay-wise. Not that this wasn't... It's hard to explain. Like, I have no problem with most first-person shooters as long as they're strongly story-driven. And that's fine for me for Let's Playing. And I really enjoy adventure games that have, like, puzzles that are mostly entirely puzzles, because I can then cut the camera at any time. But with this game, there's enough stuff that I couldn't really cut frequently very well. There's too much to show, and the story was just kind of separated between chunks of gameplay that I kind of wanted to hurry up and get over with so I can move on to more story and towards the ending. And that's not my preferred way of doing things, and, you know, whatever. It's just kind of how it goes sometimes. Oh well. But yeah, moving on. Looking forward to The Hobbit a lot. I'm recording this right now on the 12th of December, and from what I've heard, the movie hasn't come out yet for another 2 days. Actually, it'll be out tomorrow night at midnight, won't it? That'll be the premiere. Oh well. I've heard kind of mixed reviews, though, which is disappointing, because I was kind of hoping that it would be a big hit, big blockbuster like the original Lord of the Rings movies were, and it just may not be that because well, for one thing, the story's getting kind of stretched out to fill 3 films, which is not the best thing, and it's trying new technology with the 48 frames per second versus most movies having 24 frames per second, and that just pisses the critics off, and they're bitching and moaning all over the place about how weird it looks, and it looks like Benny Hill and blah blah blah. You know, so they don't say much about the real story and how how the movie itself was, except they say that the pacing was kind of slow, which is understandable if it was drawn out. It's just the way it's going to be. Yeah, but I'm hoping that the core of the story and just the movie itself would be fine if you can get past the slowness. I've heard someone compare Radagast the Brown to Jar Jar Binks, and I haven't seen the movie yet. I tried to look for some previews to see kind of what he talks like. I've heard it's kind of obnoxious. I don't know how obnoxious it will be, though. And there's a fine line between quirky and obnoxious, so maybe one person's obnoxious and annoying is another person's quirky. I mean, after all, most people don't call Gollum really weird and annoying, and yet he talks really, really strange, and no one really thinks that's too weird, so who knows? Maybe they forgive him more because he was absolutely in the book. And a lot of things they're complaining about are also how slow things were, but those are also tied directly in the Hobbit book, so who knows? Rambling, whatever. Leave a comment, let me know what you thought of the Hobbit movie, and what you think of the Lord of the Rings movies, and what you thought of this game. Hope that you enjoyed the game, even if you didn't enjoy my my addition to it, that is my commentary. It didn't feel like it was the best of my work, so it's just how it goes sometimes. I apologize. Amazing music here. This is my favorite. Yeah, that's so awesome. From what I could tell, though, one thing that hasn't changed is that The Hobbit should still have amazing music. I'm totally addicted already to the Lonely Mountain songs, or to Misty Mountain, whatever. There's like a version by some guy, which is the Song on the Lonely Mountain. Look it up on YouTube. It's called Song of the Lonely Mountain. And that's just kind of a remix or a redoing of a song from the actual movie, which is called like the Misty Mountains theme or something like that. Or maybe Thor and Oakenshields theme, something along those lines. I'm not sure exactly which it's called, but oh well. Whatever it is, it sounds great. I love it. So I wonder if there's going to be like a final cutscene here. I mean, obviously there's more to the story. I mean, there's like friggin' 4 more endings that the game didn't even get into. But I'm guessing since they did have Bilbo, though, a couple times. So it'd be too bad if they didn't show him and Frodo going off on the boat. Although I suppose that is kind of a sad ending, so they probably want to avoid that. Oh well, thanks for watching.